Ikora, if you tell me this is a practical joke, well, it kills me to say it, but I would be really impressed.
Impressing you, Cade, is the easiest thing I'll do all day.
Let's get serious, people.
Zavala, this is my serious face. Can't you tell?
Ikora, what have you got?
Someone or something has sabotaged the Skyline defense systems.
And comms have been spotty for the last few hours. Every sensor beyond the wall has gone dark.
Maybe it's just the storm. Maybe it's... What are the set feeds telling us?
Nothing.
Well, that's good, right?
No. I mean, they're not there. There are no satellites.
And that's not good.
Battle stations! Everyone with me, now!
Hang on!
Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shady Beards Gaming. My name is Okami.
And my name is James.
And we are here to give you this Destiny 2 review. Man, now, let me tell you right now, we're trying to make this as fair as possible because James over here loves Destiny 2.
I mean, I'm a year oneer, so there's that.
And I, on the other hand, it's a game. It's a game. You know,
it's a game that you loved at one point.
At first it did. You know, it was like, ooh, guns, ooh, powers, yay. But anyway,
Okami.
We're not.
Okami. Admit your love to Destiny.
Once upon a time, yeah, I was all in. Like, once upon a time, I was like binging Destiny for a while. And then, anyway, we'll get to that. So, Destiny 2, because we're not talking about Destiny 1. We're talking about Destiny 2. I guess let's start by talking about some of the things that we do like.
All right, I'll kick it off. So, what I do like that they entered this new system that allows you to seek other players and kind of walk you through like the nightfalls and playing the raid, which is something that raids we did not have in year one.
Lord, these raids.
But then like this whole clan mechanic, like your clan always leaves you short. Like after the first month, it's like, hey, I want to do a nightfall, and then nobody's available.
Now, first, when we're talking about clans, I always feel some kind of way about it because I was trying to start a clan for us, and, you know, James went ahead and joined his old group, you know, that started a clan, so, you know, left me in the dust.
I mean, he was a warlock, so, you know, resurrect yourself.
You gonna leave these warlocks alone. Listen,
Titan all day.
The best thing about Destiny, period, is the warlock. That's it.
Titan all day.
Anyway,
art class.
A couple of things that I liked about Destiny 2 is that this time around, it definitely more story. There's definitely a lot more story. I play games for the story. I want to feel invested in the story. And while yes, there was a good bit more story in this one, yeah, we'll get to the stuff that I don't like in a minute. But yeah, I think the biggest thing, actually pretty much the only thing I liked, is the fact that there is a heck of a lot more story to go through. There is a main, it doesn't always feel like you're just running. My problem with Destiny 1 was after a while I just felt like I was running around doing all this killing for nothing. Like, there was no purpose behind it. There was no meaning. I was just killing to kill because I had a gun in my hand and there were things shooting back at me. That's it.
You wasn't killing to just kill. I mean, you're the light in the darkness, so there was that mechanic.
The way I see it is all these so-called bad guys, I'm doing the funny quotation marks now, those bad guys were just minding their own business, chilling, doing what they do. Now, granted, yes, there were a couple of them that were trying to destroy the whole galaxy, but for the most part, what was it, the Fallen?
Yes.
They're just minding their own business, doing what they do, and then here you come, bazooka to the face. Yeah. So, are you really the good guy?
I mean, good in a matter of speaking. So, here's what I just dislike. One, let's talk about PvP. So, year one, you had your 2v2s, you had your 3v3 trials, you had your 6v6, and then all of a sudden they shrink it down to 4v4. So every Crucible map is 4v4. Now, for the noobs and for the starters, this really sucks for you because every event that you play is 4v4, which means that you're going to be playing pretty much the top echelon of people who play together 4v4 all the time. Every time you load up into a Crucible match. So, like, I despise the whole 4v4 thing because I'm like, I don't even have a team that I play with that much. So, like, I'm getting murdered every time I jump into Crucible. And I look, and of course, they're all on the same team, all from the same clan. They play this religiously. So, I don't stand a chance. Like, I'm trying to get better. There's no way. Like, I'm failing every time I jump on. So that's one of the things that, like, I really hated from year one to year two. I mean, even Trials is 4v4. That's crazy.
For those of you who don't know, truth be told, we are not PvP players. Both of us are not PvP players. But James is definitely not a PvP player. So, man, it's fun watching him play because it's not fun for me to play. I feel like I'm, like, struggling through it, but for him, watching him play, it's hilarious. But,
why? Because I die a lot?
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
A little bit of a lot.
Right.
But speaking of dying a lot, let's go to these raids.
All right. You're not going to give us too much on the raids. So, as those that are new and those that have been here, so the raid.
Oh my god.
This is the ultimate of ultimate when it comes to Destiny. You get your 6v6 together, you storm into this raid mechanic, and you conquer it. One for all and all for one.
Ugh.
Unfortunately, this year, Destiny's 2 raid is completely different. And, from the year oneer, I'm not too much of a fan of it. I mean, like, there's really no skill to it. It's just a bunch of random happenings that you just have to coordinate together. Now, Okami doesn't do raids whatsoever.
I don't do anything.
he doesn't do the raids. So, literally what he's talking about is, and we'll share this story. He's talking about
every time I turn around to look at him play a game, to play these raids, he's dying. Every single time. Now, half the time, he's killing himself. Like, it's like everybody on the team just says, you know what? We're not doing it. So let's blow ourselves up. Like, and how is this fun?
It's called a wipe. It's called a wipe, and we start over so that we start fresh. But particularly what he's talking about is a time that we went into the raid and we were on the final boss, which is Callus. And anyone that has done the Callus portion of the raid know that this is by far one of the hardest parts of the raid. So we decided that we were going to glitch it. So part of glitching it was that basically 5 of your teammates would stand and get stomped, and the last one stands in the fire, changes out to another character, and for some odd reason the doors open and no ads spawn. It's supposed to make it easier, but
well, hold up now. In order for them to do this, they died and pulled this trick for like the better part of what, 2 hours?
I mean, we had to get the mechanics down. So
okay, so they finally did it. They finally did it. It worked. Then what happened, James?
Then what typically happens is now you have people in parts of this raid that have never played in those parts. And so what the person that was leading the raid felt to tell us is that if you die, it starts everything over again. So we are in it. We finally got the glitch to work. And we go into the shade. And
they all died.
Because people were in the shade room that didn't know any mechanics in there, they died.
You didn't know the mechanics in the shade room.
I died because I didn't know the mechanics in the shade room. So we go back to the beginning and doors are locked again, and it's like, oh crap, we have to do all this over. But I mean, the good part about it is we did do it the official way and we did beat it. It did take a while. Again, a bunch of random happenings. It's not, you know, what we've seen in King's Fall. It's not what we've seen in, you know, right, the Iron, can't even think of the name of it now. Rise of Iron. It's none of those. I mean, we've had some raids glitchy, and but we stuck in it. We stuck in it in the year 1, but year 2 so far, I mean, I'm not impressed. And for those that are just seeing this, they did just roll out the Prestige raid, which is supposed to be the hard raid. And here's the kicker.
Don't know any of this.
Here's the kicker. You'll get a kick out of this.
Go for it.
All right. So, harder mechanics.
Yeah.
And they give you cosmetic rewards.
So you look pretty. So you look pretty when you die.
Right.
You're a pretty corpse. Okay.
Right. So nothing really new, which has been the mechanic since Destiny 1. Anytime there was a hard raid, they always gave you something new to go along with it. This time, it's all cosmetic. So, again, another down for Destiny 2. You know, me personally, because I'm with the franchise, I still love it. I still play it. I don't know why, but I still try. But
it's like having that. If I might create an analogy here, I think James has married Destiny, the Destiny franchise, and it's kind of like that wife that at first it was like, ooh, ah, baby, ooh, and then after about 3 kids in, it's like, ugh, baby.
Thanks for summing that up. I mean, I'm hopeful for the expansions to see what else they will offer, you know, but if I had to rate Destiny 2 on a scale of 10, right now I'd probably give them about a 6, and that's just being fair.
Me, it would be something like a 4 or a 3, only because, and I realize that we never really got into why I don't like it. While yes, there's more story, I still felt as though I was just doing it for no reason. Like, it still felt very hollow to me. And then watching James play, because after a while I just got bored. Watching James play, all I kept seeing was him changing outfits and trying to get that unique gun that everyone wants. Or the most hilarious part is, I remember James once said, "Oh yeah, everybody is killing me with these guns that I threw away because I thought they were garbage." Ah, so he collected all these guns. He figured they were garbage, but meanwhile other people are murdering with them. And it's that same cosmetic thing that you're talking about. Instead of running around at this guy with a blue sash on, you have a pink one on now because gay pride. Really?
It's a thing. So, I mean,
it's dress up. It's dress up with guns. That's what it is. It's dress up with guns. So, yes, I would have to say it's about a 3 or a 4 for me. It's not. So, Destiny 3? I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
I mean, I'll still be on the road somewhere trying it out. I may not be as enthused by 3, but so far, I mean, we're pushing through it. Now, some shade to throw on top of this. First impression of the enemy.
First impression of the enemy. You mean the dude in white?
You mean the random gerbils that we thought we were fighting?
Yeah. They do look like the Kia. They look like the Kia commercials. They look like the Kia commercials. Except they have guns. And I mean, they never were really that hard per se. The few times I ran into them, they really weren't that hard. It took me a while, okay, I will admit, it took me a while to figure out the guys with the shield, that you could shoot the center of the shield. It took me a minute to figure that out.
Noob alert.
Yeah, I ain't ashamed.
Right.
There's no shame in my lack of game. But, it took me a minute to figure that out, but other than that, they were pretty easy.
But I'm just saying, I'm going to set this up for everyone. You log onto the game. Now, the whole premise behind this is that we were supposed to be, without our abilities and everything. And so you're thinking about this hardcore enemy that's about to come in, that's about to just shut you down. Like, you've been conquering everything that has come your way. And a gerbil shows up with an RPG or a machine gun. It's like, how am I supposed to take you serious as an enemy and you look like soft and cuddly? Like, I look like I should be petting you, not shooting you. I'm just saying. I mean,
animal brutality.
Even down to the dogs that they release is like
animal cruelty.
I'm not really scared of you.
Animal cruelty. Seriously though, those things were weak as heck. Like, even in the beginning where, well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but even in the beginning when all that stuff happens, it's like they weren't really that hard. I don't know. I think I don't know. It was really weird character design, and then come to find out that the enemy you thought you were fighting really wasn't the enemy that you were supposed to be fighting. It's
oh no. We fought the enemy. We just had to pay our respects to who sent him. But here's the thing. I mean, like, at the end of the story, and I understand that they wanted to create more story and, engage with the players, but the whole purpose behind why we were so adamant about going in and conquering was because Gaul was the central focus. Mm-hmm. And in the end of the story, we basically kill him. He gets annihilated by the traveler that is now awakened again. But it's
traveler.
But it's like, I mean, it's melodramatic. It's like, okay, I killed the person that I was angry with. What do I do now? Oh yeah, his emperor is calling you. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Right. So,
spoiler alert.
Just saying. So
Spoiler alert at the end. Yeah, we're doing that.
I mean, it was a lot to really take in with Destiny 2. I mean, I just am engaged in the franchise and playing it, but I mean, it begs a lot of questions. Like,
so James just spoiled the whole story for you guys, but it's all good though. It's all good.
You didn't miss anything. Trust me.
Please try not to hate us.
What I just did was I saved you an hour or more time to figure out what we just figured out, and then go, so what do I do now?
Yeah. So James's rating for Destiny 2?
6.
And Okami's rating for Destiny 2 is like a 3 or a 4. More like a strong 3. But that's our take. If you don't like what we said today, please feel free to hate us in the comments. We welcome your shade. That's
always welcome.
That's what we're here for. We're here to throw shade and receive shade, and to sport really sexy beards. One day we might actually post a picture of us so you guys can see why we're called Shady Beards. But anyway, if there is any game that you want us to throw a review on, please feel free to add those to the comments. If you just want to troll and hate our rotten stinking guts, throw that into the comments. And as always, guys, stay shady out there.